Massive news coming from Pennsylvania as Donald Trump survives an attempted assassination during a rally on Saturday. Now, the former president was pulled down and covered by Secret Service agents after one of the multiple shots fired from the crowd hit his ear and led to a bloodied right side of his face. This is still a developing story right now, but the Secret Service said that Donald Trump is stable and rushed to a nearby hospital. Also, unfortunately, we did lose the life of an audience member. I cannot find their name, but the best regard to their family. Now, watch these unbelievable visuals of a bleeding Donald Trump that are not being shown by much of the mainstream media. In fact, they said that he fell down.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
The world is glued to their TVs as we've just witnessed what could have been a graphic JFK moment live on air today. You hear at least 6 gunshots being fired, 3 before Donald Trump ducked down and 3 after. Here's a photo of that captured milliseconds before it hit Donald Trump. And of course, the unfortunate report of the spectator I mentioned earlier passing away, as well as after being hit by the stray bullet. Donald Trump was immediately taken off the stage after only a few minutes into his speech at the rally and appeared to say the words, "Fight, fight, fight." It was awesome, actually. Take a look at this. This video, in fact, was tweeted by Elon Musk in what appears to also be a complete official endorsement of Trump from his side. There's also a massive influx of tweets and statements. The Trump campaign spokesperson, Stephen Chung, was giving out an immediate statement to the media saying, and I quote, "President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility." Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., also just spoke to ABC News saying that he has talked to his father on the phone and was informed that he is, quote, fine and in high spirits. Trump himself posted on Truth Social a few hours after the attack saying, and I quote, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also the family of another person that was badly injured." It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, though it is now, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through my skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. And we're getting word from the New York Post that the assassin has passed away on the scene. We actually have some photos. Here's a clip of him circulating online.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
One person on the scene on BBC describes that he witnessed the Secret Service, quote, blow the head off the assailant immediately.
He was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police in the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
him? Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, we just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
But even in the haziness of the actual events that have just transpired, the political shockwave this attempted assassination has sent cannot be overstated. And it's incredible because out of the 4 American presidents that have been assassinated in the nation's history, the one still closest in memory was John F. Kennedy, which was over 6 decades ago. And even as the dust is settling on this attempted taking of Donald Trump's life, we have to think back. Now, some people are going immediately back to visit Tucker Carlson and what he said 10 months ago when he was ridiculed as a conspiracy theorist and crazy for suggesting there could be an assassination attempt on Donald Trump that fails to bring him down. Just take a look at what he said in August of last year.
So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously. And no one will say that, but I don't know how you can't reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him. It's hard to overstate how bad this is. And I don't know where it's going, but there's a collision that's clearly imminent. And by the way, the president is senile in a way that's impossible to deny. Biden's not running the government, so like, I don't know. I've never been this worried about anything as I am about where this is going.
It seems like with the way the label of conspiracy theorist is used, it usually just means you're ahead of the curve. Right now, Tucker Carlson has said nothing, but he tweeted this picture of Donald Trump raising his hand in the air beside an American flag and a bloody ear, which is a picture that is going to go down in the history books as one of the most important and incredible events in American history. Now, I do believe it's kind of hard to imagine it's one single person acting in unison to create such a massive security lapse, and whenever you're trying to understand an extremely politically complex incident like this, just go back to the Latin phrase, cui bono, who benefits. That's all we need to tell you right now to get your mind racing as the Secret Service and investigative agencies try to find out the cause, intention, motive, and perpetrator of this assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And this isn't just the first attempt on his life, because there have been at least 3 more cases of individuals reportedly acting by themselves to end Trump's life. One such case was just decided last year when a Canadian woman was sentenced to 22 years in jail for sending highly toxic rice into Trump disguised in letters. But there's no doubt in saying what just happened today is one of the most egregious attempts on any president's life, and one that has led to real injury to his ear. And just the mere fact that at least one of the multiple bullets hit his ear means we were just a hair's breadth away from witnessing the most politically catastrophic incident in American history in a very long time. But what's unfortunate is that it hasn't stopped a cadre of hard leftists online making vile and uninformed comments about something that should not even be political in the first place, which is an aversion to violence. I wouldn't want anyone doing anything to Joe Biden, and here's what some of the comments and super chats are saying on leftist pundit David Pakman. What Trump is, quote, responsible for his wounds, worrying about supposed backlash from MAGA psychopaths, and asking why they should even be worried if the former president is hurt. There's also egregious TikToks from far-left accounts like this lamenting that the shooter missed.
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away! Ah!
There's similar tone-deaf comments you see on places like Reddit and X, with people not realizing that an attempt on a former president's life is anything but political. It's something that needs to immediately shock the nation into coming together and transcending more politics for the larger interest of the country. Right now, we're keeping a close eye on this rapidly devolving news story, and we'll be sharing the details as they come in.